What's up guys, Benji here. This video is going to explain the raid skill tree that I'm using. I'm just gonna get straight to it. Let me open up my skill tree box. Okay, so this is called, I'm just gonna call it in Korean because there's no way I can say this in English, but I hope you'll be able to recognize it by the icon or the drawing or the way the skill looks like. 파쇄장, I give it 7. I used the second skill tree from the first tripod. I'll just call it 2-1. The 회선 격추 2-1 as well. A lot of people use this as well, but I just don't notice that much of a difference. But this one increases the attack speed by 15%, which I think is more efficient and effective. And team buff as well. And this is one of the skills I switch back and forth. 병력장, I give it max level. This gives the skill, this increases the destroy level by 1, so it's 3. You could switch back and forth for the second tripod. This one is most commonly used for the attack range, but depending on which raid boss, this actually works quite well. So for instance, if you're fighting something that has fire property, use the ice property, or if it's something like Bertus or something like that, use the fire property, or for Levanos, which is the tree raid boss, use the fire property, but regularly use the attack range. And then the second from the 3 tripod for the 150% increased damage. The Sunbo, which is the movement skill, of course, 4, and the increased distance by 2 meters. This skill 2-2-1 for all attack increase. And this skill, it's one of the easiest skills to use, and it does a lot of damage as well. 2-3-1 for the most damage. And of course, the Soul Masters sometimes does more than ultimate, sometimes does more damage than ultimate skill, 단화격. 1 for the increased damage, 3 for the increased damage, and 2 for the increased damage. And then the 내공 방출, which is the buff skill only for your teammates. I use the skill decrease of skill cool by 5 seconds, and of course the team buff by 30% for 6 seconds, and increase in the time buff by 6 seconds, so it gives a total of 12 seconds of team buff. Now I'm going to explain why I am using team buff for the 파쇄장 and the 회선 격추. So for Soul Masters, the skill combo goes a little something like this. You buff yourself up, probably do something like this, and do that. And probably when you have time, probably use these two as well. Now, you can see let me try that again. Hold on, give me 1 more second. So something like this, right? The skill cool that's gonna come back first is the 파쇄장 and 회성격추, which gives the buff when hit. And this one comes back later on. So what are you gonna do? Because these two skills don't really do that much damage. And while you're waiting for these two skills, what can you do with these two? Because they don't really do a lot of damage. So it's just more efficient. And I found out by doing various raids that giving team buff decreases the time needed to beat a boss by a minute or two, which is a huge difference. Also, when you're near your teammates, you can use this to increase 30% attack boost to all your teammates for 12 seconds, which is a long time. Now, one more thing that I would like to explain is I use this skill if it's like a chromanium or lava chromanium or armored nakrasana, like raid bosses that needs destroying perk, I guess, destroying perk. But if it's a raid boss that needs suppression more than the destroying perk, then I switch over to this one, because maxing this out, I do the third tripod, third skill from the first tripod for the increase of suppression level to mid, and then of course more attack damage to the bosses, and I use this one for increased damage, and it would, because I'm just adding another suppression skill instead of a skill. They do about similar damage, but I'm just switching over to adapt, to be flexible with the raid bosses. Plus, this skill you can kind of use it from very far away, and it does quite a lot of damage as well. So the whole skill cycle would be something like this. And then this skill comes back, boost your team up, skill cool, boost your teammate, stuff like that. Yes, Soul Masters can be a pure dealer without using team buffs, you know, putting another dealing skill instead of this. But my eye level is 529, and I've done a lot of raids, and I found out the hard way that using synergy skills with the buffs decreases the time needed to beat the boss by a lot. Like I said, 1 or 2 minutes, sometimes even 3 minutes, which is a lot. So for those Soul Masters out there, hope this helps you out. If you have any questions about Soul Masters and any other like category, please don't hesitate to ask. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Benji out. Bye bye.